Hey guys, Sable here, and welcome back to another Players Cup 2 match analysis video. We put Players Cup Winners Round 1 up, I believe it was the other day, but either way, if you guys missed out on that, please go check it out. It was a really fun match and a lot of important stuff about what the tournament and how I'm going to go through this tournament and how these match analysis are kind of going to work as well in there. But without further ado, let's jump into Winners Round 2 here. We actually play Pedro Perez, and they finished 22nd seed, I believe, in the qualifier going into the North American qualifier. So 22nd seed, I finished 107 to put that into perspective for you guys. So Pedro, obviously a really good player here. You got both teams on the screen right now. Let me switch over to the video real quick. Okay, so video is going to start playing now. But just some, like I said before, in the first episode, in the first analysis, you want to just point out things on your opponent's team that are interesting or that may potentially come in clutch. You look, first thing, Torrent Primarina, so he has no spread water move. Obviously they have Blizzard, but things like that were the first. I'm actually going to put the image back up because that went a little faster than I wanted to, and I'd rather talk about the open team concept than looking at team preview. So you also see the taunt on the Dark Urshifu and no protect, so another key thing that I wanted to point out there. The ally switch on Cresselia along with the Icy Wind. Icy Wind isn't shocking, but having dual speed control on Icy Wind and Trick Room is a very interesting option, along with the Electro Webs under Regieleki. Got to keep that in mind as well. No protect there either. Does he have protect anywhere now that I'm looking at it? He has one protect and it is on the Primarina. So outside of that, there's not a lot of protects. So outside of switches, I'm actually free to attack for the most part here, as we actually still get here in time for the team preview. So perfect timing as we jump into team preview here. And now coming off a win round 1, and I look at my opponent's team and I'm basically thinking to myself, if I can deal with Primarina, I have won this game. Kartana is slightly scary as my webcam continues to shake. Hold up. Okay, so if I can hold off on keep the Primarina, like fend off the Primarina very well and deal with the Kartana with my Rotom, I've won this game basically, and that's basically what I'm going with the entire time here. Like, that's my entire game plan. Outside of that game plan, I don't have much. My thought process under Urshifu is, if he wants to lead something like Cresselia or Kartana or Regieleki, Urshifu puts out mad potential just with damage, and actually as you can see there that I'm really changing my mind here, but did I actually lock this in? Because I don't think I actually locked this in. I actually locked this in. Okay, so sometimes I surprise myself. I surprise myself as well. But I do go Rotom Ice Horse, and that makes a lot of sense because it does shut down the Primarina for the most part. It also pressures the Eleki and the Incineroar immediately, along with that Kartana, right? So it does make a lot of sense as to why I went with it. But looking back, honestly, I probably could have led Urshifu. I think it would have made a whole lot more sense to lead Urshifu. But either way, you live and you learn, right? But either way, we should be jumping into this soon, and there he is. He does lock in. I know he didn't time out, so I knew he locked in relatively soon. But we're jumping into Pedro's game here, and it's going to be close. Like, the matchup in paper, I like in my favor as well. Just like the first round, I like the matchup as well, which is what I like about the Ice Horse and the Dragapult. With the Trick Room mode and the Fast mode, you can kind of, if they have a Fast mode, you kind of go Trick Room. If they have a Slow mode, you kind of go Fast mode. There's a lot of things that really work in your favor when you have the dual modes like that. But as you see, they have the Eleki and the Urshifu as a lead right now, and I'm going to be completely honest, I don't remember much about this turn. All I remember is I needed to save Rotom, and I believe Finny came in for that, and I think I might have actually maxed immediately and gone for a Quake. And I think I just straight up Quaked the Eleki. I'm like, if he wants to switch in Cresselia into this, congratulations, it's a good switch in. But I don't think it actually helped him in the long run, right? If I get my Glacier set up, Primarina is not going to be able to break it. He could Volt Switch. I don't think he Thunderbolts. I don't think he makes an electric move here into the Finny, which is why it's a relatively safe switch in. If he makes that call, it's a great call. And I mean, I can just adapt to that game 2 and 3, right? Like, if I lose my Finny here turn 1, it sucks, yes. But that's where best of 3 comes in handy here. In my eyes, he's not targeting the Rotom with an electric move. He can't make that play. Because if he targets Rotom with an electric move and I just stay in, it doesn't help him at all. Right? So, I mean, he doesn't know I have Finny in the back yet. He doesn't know the 4 Mons I'm bringing. So, in this case, in game 1, I deem that as a very safe play for me to come in. Anyways, I'm going to max the Glacier here. And as we see, he did not switch. So, the only way he's getting Eleki off the field right now is with this Volt Switch that we actually do see come off immediately from PJ here, which is a very good play. Lets him reevaluate. I was terrified of Cresselia coming in right now because I'm like, no, this is like the one thing, but he just brings in Incineroar, and it gives me a free Max Quick. I know I'm -1, but Ice Horse, let's be real. This Glacier doesn't care that I'm -1. Like, it just doesn't care. Like, look how much damage this is going to do. Obviously, the Urshifu's Wicked Blow has to go into the Finny first. So we're going to see the Wicked Blow going into the Finny right now. And Finny takes that basically for breakfast. Obviously, the crit guaranteed off the Wicked Blow, so I can't even speak to that. But the Max Quick coming out, going to connect, going into the Incineroar here. And, like, even at -1, that's a ridiculous amount of damage. Like, obviously, it's not great, not as much damage as I was hoping for. But that's actually probably in, like, Muddy Water range or Knuckle range. Like, I have a lot of options based on that amount of damage right there. So, I believe here I wanted to just Muddy Water, just pressure everything here, and I believe I just Knuckled to get my attack stat back, actually into the Urshifu, yeah. So basically my thought process here is Muddy Water is going to pick off this instant. If he wants to start switching around, Muddy Water is going to get chip damage, Knuckle's going to redeem my attack stat, he might also Parting Shot, and if he Parting Shots, I need to Knuckle to at least stay at -1. Because a -1 Glacier isn't that bad, but a -2 or a -3 Glacier is pretty bad. But we do see that close combat into my Glacier there for mad damage, actually. And Tapu Fini is going to go for the Muddy Water. And we are going to double connect. So if I'm correct, I believe this actually picked off the Incineroar. Yeah. It did pick off the Incineroar there. And this plan just worked out perfectly here. All of a sudden, just like that, we get our Glacier now going for the Max Knuckle, getting our attack boosted back up from the Max Knuckle, and getting the Chilling Neigh here to make himself back to +1. So Glacier going in for us here in rounds 1 and the start of round 2 right now. And of course, they haven't maxed yet, and they do have 2 Mons left, and I believe it's the Primarina and the Alecki that come in for my opponent. No Kartana, which is phenomenal. Love seeing the fact that there was no Kartana, because it means Rotom Heat is basically just dead weight at this point, and I can bring it into Sacrifice. Obviously, getting a Thunderbolt off onto Primarina would be very, very nice, but I can bring in Rotom Heat to sacrifice it here. There's no real need for me to keep it on the field. If I'm correct, I think I either Moonblasted or I think I just doubled the Regieleki, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, because there's no Protect and there's no no Protect and there's no Sash, so I can just double the Regieleki here. Actually, was it Sash? Hold on, I don't even remember. But basically my thought process was, he's not killing Glacier. I'm AV, Life Orb Primarina, even if it maxes here, isn't going to kill me. And I feel like he probably just wants to set like some sort of screen up anyways. Doubling the Regieleki is a free knockout, there's no Protect. Right, so getting that knockout makes this a 4v1, and if he manages to pick up my Glacier somehow, then it's still a 3v1. Like, there's not a lot he can really do right now. I don't need Finny. I mean, it would be nice to keep Finny around for Calm Mind boost, so I don't get absolutely murdered by this Primarina. But at this point, it's one of the things in the back of my brain, it's like, if I just kill the Alecki here, there's nothing my opponent can actually do here. But Regieleki is actually going to go for the Reflect to try and save Primarina from this Glacier here, which is a really good play. Don't get me wrong, it's a great play. I think if he's trying to target, I think it would be better off for him to have targeted down my Glacier, but that's fine. As you see, the Max guys are coming out. Maybe he expected this to just pick up the knockout, but I don't know. That did absolutely nothing. So even doubling the Ice Horse there wouldn't have really helped him, as we do just get another Max Quake off into the Regieleki, and that's basically free. Like, this is a free +1, so now we have a +2 horse. I know we go back down to regular, but it's also a free Calm Mind with Finny. So, my thought process now is I'm small again. And a Geyser probably, yes, I know I just took that last one really well, but I think in the rain, a Life Orb Geyser is actually going to be able to take out the horse. So basically I say, pick one. Primarina, you have to pick a target. I'm going to Calm Mind with Finny, and I'm going to attack with the Ice Horse. And you have to pick a target. If you kill the Ice Horse, I get a free switch into Rotom and a free Calm Mind. If you kill the Finny, which I don't even think you can, then I get a free Calm Mind up here. So, did I actually not Calm Mind? I had the freest Calm Mind of life. Tell me I went back and changed that. Okay, never mind. Okay, so, as you guys can tell, I don't think I actually played this game very well from the get-go here. That was a free Calm Mind. I had to turn to free Calm Mind, and I didn't take it. Obviously, they're going to kill the Glacier here. That's not surprising. Glacier goes down, and, like, why didn't I Calm Mind? And this is why I think match analysis is so important, because as I'm talking through this game, I'm realizing things that I should have done that I actually didn't do throughout the game, which I think is super important of watching replays, right? Like, you can play a game and go, yeah, I should have done this, I should have done this, but as you can see, in game, I didn't even notice that mistake. That was a free Calm Mind. Like, that was the world's freest Calm Mind, and I just sat there not taking it. So now here I know for sure my opponent, and I still didn't take the free Calm Mind either. Regardless of that point, I am just gonna get damage off. Basically, I think what I thought in the end game here was that my Rotom's gonna come in late game and just pick off this Primarina from whatever, as long as I chip it down low enough. So it does make sense, but they're actually gonna make a really good play here and go for the Hailstorm. And this Hailstorm's gonna absolutely rip through my Urshifu, bring it to Sash, and get the Hail up to kill my Urshifu. So they're doing everything they can to pull themselves back into this game right now, and that's just a really solid play. Like, in all honesty, that's just a solid play. Kill my Urshifu. But fortunately for me, I did get enough damage off to a point where Rotom just comes in, and having Rotom and a Finny just finishes off this Primarina. Like, that is not enough health to survive anything from a Rotom or even a Finny. Like, I think it's just a regular Moonblast at this point will kill. But if I were to play it safer, I do think Calm Minding with the Finny earlier on was the play. Like, back when they killed the Glacier, Calm Minding there definitely would have helped me out. But at this point, this game's over just with a Moonblast and or a Thunderbolt here. We've seen that Finny was faster than Prim, so we guarantee that Rotom's going to be faster than Prim, and they're going to smartly cancel. Not going to let their Primarina die there. So definitely a good game one there, and we'll take that. So now we are 1-0, with taking game one of round two. So definitely a huge confidence booster right now, and that's something I find in my play a lot, is that when I get some sort of momentum rolling, like, I just feel like I'm on top of the world. And like, when you start making plays and plays start working, you get more confidence to make plays that are even better than the plays that you would normally make. Like, I find that, not that I don't make safe plays when I start rolling, but I definitely start taking some risks and some gambles, right? Because I'm in this groove, you know? I'm in a groove. I start reading everything a little bit more, and I don't know. It's like the method I like to call being locked in. And when I'm locked in, I don't know. I feel like I play really, really well. Although, even though I was locked into that last game, and as you can tell, I missed that Calm Mind there that I definitely should have gone for. It was the safer play. But basically, going into game two, similar to going into game two of round one, that I don't really have much of a reason to change anything up. If I were to change something up, and the only thing I'm looking at right now is, what does he do to break the Rotom Glass here with Finny in the back? Like, I don't think he can actually break that. Of course, I may actually have led Urshifu here, but I'm pretty confident, looking back on this now, that I just led the same thing. Like, I had no reason to change it up, right? Similar to what I did round one, I have absolutely zero reason to change things up. So Rotom Glacier, Finny, Urshifu should be locked in the exact same way. Yeah. And I do just straight up lock that in again. I mean, if he finds a way to beat this in game two, then I can adapt game three, right? There was no reason for me to adapt right there, because I don't see a way that he actually breaks that. Normally what I do is, okay, game one, I took game one, look at his team, what can he do to actually break this reliably? And looking at his team, I don't think he can break this combination reliably, so there was no reason for me to change it up. Of course, if, however, I would have said, okay, he could actually have done this to break that reliably, maybe I would have considered changing it up, because it's likely that he's going to change up, right? But to me, whatever he does to change it up here isn't really going to reliably break this. So I'm going to go back in, and I'm just going to keep things going right now. And there's literally zero reason for me to change it, right? You saw it work game one, and in fact, it worked game one, and I played a little bit suboptimally as well, because I could have Calm Minded there. As I'm going to be hung up on that for the rest of the set, for the rest of this video now. I'm just going to be like, you know, I could have Calm Minded round one, game one there, but either way, we got Cress and Primarina, so they do actually make that little bit of a change, and this is a little annoying. This is why you slap Ally Switch on a Cresselia in in an open team sheet format, alright? Because right now, I want to just Quake this Primarina, get my special defense boost up, right? Get the special defense boost, get things going, and from there I should be good, right? But the problem is, he's sitting here with a potential Ally Switch, so I can't Quake this Primarina safely, right? In fact, I think I ended up Steel Spiking into the Primarina, which is not optimal, but I figured it was going to at least do some sort of damage, and if he Ally Switch, hey, the Steel Spike's going out for damage anyways. Right? It covered basically all my grounds. It's not the best play. Like, of course, the best play would have been to just optimally Quake, right? And call the Ally Switch yes or no. But I don't know if I could really gamble on that turn one. I think he brings in Incineroar, to be perfectly honest. And this is where this game got a little bit dicey here. But he does switch out Primarina. It's going to be the Incineroar coming in. And there's no Ally Switch. Was there? Actually, there might have been an Ally Switch. I don't even remember. I don't think there was, though. If I had to guess, I think he honestly just went Icy Wind. I believe his game plan here was just slow me down, and just to slow me down with Icy Wind, just to keep me slower than the Primarina that's in the back, and then come in with late game with Primarina that's faster than everything and sweep. And I think that was his game plan, and I may be corrected very shortly. But as you see, he's got the Intimidate on the horse now, and because of the ally switch mind games here, because he had it on his team sheet, I couldn't safely Quake, and now I'm forced Steel Spike and Incineroar, and that's going to do a whole lot less. In fact, they do ally switch, so honestly, I'm happy I didn't Quake the Primarina. I'm very happy I didn't Quake the Primarina, but we do Steel Spike here. And I actually just Steel Spike into the ally switch there, which I mean is fine. Like I said, back to when I was originally with this play, I was like, you know what, I'm getting Steel Spike off, and that's damage regardless of the ally switch. I mean, the defense boost is nice for the Incineroar, but they're going to start parting shotting. And he knows I have ally. He knows I know that he has ally switch and that he's not afraid to use it now. But I think Knuckle's the safest play. There's literally zero harm in knuckling. And it was the same thing I said game 1, that by knuckling, I'm keeping myself at no worse than -1. Right? Incineroar is going to fake out here, and now Knuckle actually brings me back to neutral, which is phenomenal here. Of course, I'm not going to get any sort of calm mind up that I would have wanted to get up there, but that's fine. And I do get a max Knuckle off into the Incineroar here. Like, and I'm perfectly fine with that. You're slowing down my horse, but I don't care because I'm getting knuckle damage off and I'm getting my attack back up, and my horse is already slower. So at this point, it's just I gotta make sure that I at least somehow capitalize off my max. And if I'm not gonna capitalize off my max, I have to make sure that I have enough resources to at least burn their max. So it's finding that neutral ground, right? Yes, I maxed probably earlier than I should have. Definitely had no reason to max turn 1 right there. But at the same time, yes, he's killing my max. As long as I can find a way to stop him, to have enough pieces, I should say, to stall his max when he decides to do that, I'm fine. And if you look at my team, I am the faster team, right? He brought his slow mode here. So he's going to parting shot, brings me back down to -1, but I just get chip damage now. This is a free Muddy Water, and I believe I clicked a Knuckle, because as you can tell, I'm not even watching the video that I'm literally putting out in front of you guys. But this is a spot where I don't necessarily like to be. He's burned my max perfectly. Primarina coming in, expecting to eat a max Knuckle, which is probably what it's going to take. Cresselia just going to slow me down again, and like I said, this is what my opponent wanted, right? Pedro wanted to slow down my team and get Primarina in when my team was slow and just basically rip through me. Finny's going to get a nice little chip damage here with some Muddy Waters. Going to double connect, which is very nice, and I don't know if I even got an accuracy drop. I think I might have onto Prim, and I did actually get one onto Prim there. But I mean, I don't think that's really relevant because Prim is the Dynamaxer, right? They are going to Dynamax Prim. As I actually hit the Cresselia with the Knuckle here, and I don't actually recall what my thought process was there. I figured maybe there's a swap into Prim on that side, maybe there's an ally switch. I really don't know what I was thinking, but that is not an optimal spot for the Knuckle. Alright? Hitting into the Cresselia is not great right there. Like, I gained nothing, right? At least a chip onto Prim. This Cresselia, was this the Cresselia that had recovery? I don't think this Cresselia had recovery. Let me actually take a quick gander here while I'm curious. Helping Hand, Icing Wind, Trigger, and Acid. Yeah, there was no recovery, so I guess any damage is good damage, which is fair. Like, I guess that's what I thought in the moment, but actually looking back on things, I think targeting the Primarina, getting chip damage onto Primarina was a lot more beneficial than just getting chip damage onto Crest. But either way, I am just gonna Icicle Crash here. Glacier's not in a great spot. Glacier's probably gonna die pretty quickly here. Like, this is still a really close endgame, but hopefully I'm able to stall out his max to the point where, like I said, he's bringing his max now later than I was. As long as I preserve my pieces and I'm able to stall out his max to the same effectiveness that he stalled out mine, or at least enough effectiveness to give me a chance late game, this is what I want to see. We're going to see the helping hand from this Primarina right now. Sorry, from the Cresselia onto the Primarina, and the max guys are going to come out. And this is just going to rip through Glacier. Like, Glacier actually hangs on, which is massive. I was not expecting Glacier to hang on from that, but the fact that Glacier is able to live that from a Life Orb Primarina is absolutely phenomenal, because this is just free damage. And there's the Calm Mind, and that's what I was saying game 1, and this is what I should have done game 1. First off, I gotta stop speaking so fast, but anyways, this is what I was saying game 1, right? If I Calm Mind with Primarina, with Finny, and attack with the Glacier, they have to pick a target. They can't kill both, right? So now that I have the Calm Mind on Finny, I am very comfortable in just sitting here and clicking Moonblast, getting chip damage off basically, right? I'll I'll try to attack with the Glacier, and I'm okay with that, but basically if they kill Glacier now, they've wasted 2 turns of their max dealing with 1 Pokemon, and I still have the upper hand now because Finny's getting 3 Calm Minds off. And like, what do they have in the back? Incineroar, Cresselia, and Primarina. They can't break Finny with those 3. If they do have the Alecki in the back, that's probably what they're looking for, and that's their best case scenario to break my Finny. Or if they have the Kartana, and I believe they actually did adjust with a Kartana. And if they didn't, I would say that looking back, they needed to bring Kartana to this matchup, because once Finny gets Calm Minds up, they can't break it. So I believe they did bring the Kartana though, but either way, we are going to see Cresselia just drop another Icy Wind, so no Helping Hand or anything. And when I didn't see the Helping Hand, I was very sure that they were going to kill the Glacier here. Because you would have, if you were going to attack Finny, you Helping Hand into the Finny. Right? And you Helping Hand Starfall and hope you rip through the Finny. And here's the Geyser once again. This is just going to pick off the Glacier, guys. And like I said, I was fine with this. This is just free damage for me. And yes, I know my Finny's slow, but I don't want to sound complacent when I say I don't really care. But honestly, I don't really care about my Finny being slow. We're going to get the Moonblast for big damage into the Primarina, and we're actually going to get a massive special attack drop right there. So that, I'm going to be honest with you guys, definitely helped out. Definitely propelled this game a little bit easier than it made it a little easier than it needed to be. As we get in Urshifu right now. So this is where the mind games come in, and I actually don't remember what I clicked. He could ally switch, and he could not ally switch. At this point, I'm protecting Finny because I don't want Finny to die at all. Although, protecting Finny here, also a very, very poor play. What is he going to possibly do to Tapu Fini? Why am I protecting Finny? Like, I don't know. I'm actually pointing out more flaws in my matchups, and my opponents are playing really, really well here. And I'm pointing out flaws in my match and how I'm playing this game. So, a game that I thought I played pretty well. Like, I thought I preserved my win con very well in this game. Thought I stalled his max late game pretty well as well. But I'm actually finding flaws that I didn't even know I had in my gameplay. So, one tip I would make, find ways to watch replays. I really hate the fact that they got rid of the verse recorder, because I would actually sit there, I would record games from like just laddering sessions and just go back and watch them, right? Because like stuff like this and match analysis like this is where you find those flaws. You know, normally if I do win this game, I'm just gonna go, oh yeah, I win that game, and I'm never gonna look back at it again. But coming back and seeing this again, seeing this protect and seeing why on earth did I protect there, is honestly something that's super important to see and super important to learn about your gameplay, right? Like I had nothing to be scared of. I had absolutely nothing to be scared of right there, but at this point, this is why I was saying that special attack drop mattered so much. Because if I don't get the special attack drop, he hailstorms there. He hailstorms, kills my Urshifu, and then I'm in trouble. But here, now I still have an Urshifu because he could not afford to hailstorm. He had to bring me down to Sash. So basically, now I Muddy Water. It's just a double attack here, I think. Actually, no, I do protect Urshifu because there's no way he's going to take it off the field. Protecting Urshifu is the right play. He should fake out Finny. Like, they definitely should fake out Finny here. They're actually going to swap out of the Primarina. Is it going to be Kartana? They do bring the Kartana coming in. And Muddy Water coming out from Tapu Fini. And this is why you double attack. A fake out into Finny would absolutely be phenomenal on his end. And I don't remember what he did. He did actually fake out the Finny, so he definitely got the right call right there. And this game is honestly creeping into his favor, right? I should have had extra Muddy Water damage. In fact, Incineroar probably would have died because I had no reason to protect, right? And like I said, the protect definitely put him in a really good spot for him, but he's capitalizing on all of my plays, which is perfect right now for him. Either way, I think I double attacked you because I don't think I protected Finny. He's going to swap out Kartana, and I think this was the turn that actually brought me back in this game, is when I didn't protect Finny here. Is because basically I said you have to pick one, right? If you pick Urshifu, I get a Muddy Water off and do bad damage. If you pick Finny, I at least kill the Incineroar anyways, and I still have a Rotom Heat in the back for you to do that with. So, the double attack drops the Incineroar right there, and it also drops the Cresselia as well on switching. So, he's down to 2 Pokemon, and it's Rotom, Primarina versus Tapu Fini, Urshifu, and my Rotom Heat in the back. So, sorry, Kartana Primarina, excuse me. I realized that I messed that up. But this is a really tight endgame. The AV Kartana really makes things interesting because he can't protect. So I'm free to just get Muddy Waters off. I'm free to get Moonblasts off into that Kartana. However, this is where things get interesting. Primarina coming in, and I got into my own head here a little bit, guys. Because he has Protect on that Primarina. And he's using the same concept that I used the last time. If I target the Primarina, hey, you know what? That's fine, take the kill. And he's gonna attack with both, right? And during the game, I didn't really see that. I figured, you know what, he's probably gonna protect Prim. He wants to save his pieces here. So I just let this Primarina, I left this Primarina alone. I do protect with Urshifu, and I believe I just muddy watered. Just completely ignored. Actually, I double protected actually, just wanted to see where he was going. Which, honestly, is a fair play. He's not gaining anything, he can't SD, he can't Calm Mind, there's no downside to me going for this. Of course, it would have been better had I made the call immediately and got the call right the first time, but basically, this is was actually a turn ahead of where I was saying that he's just going to attack with Primarina. This is the turn where he's probably going to go for the protect. I expected a protect, right? Because I should just be doubling the Primarina. Although, I guess, like, he should kill Urshifu and protect the Primarina as my Moonblast goes into Primarina. That would be what I would do if I was my opponent, right? Because you're killing the Urshifu, right? So there's no reason for me to go for anything here. But I do Sucker Punch here into the Kartana, as he does go for the Leaf Blade, which actually made this game a lot more concerning. However, Tapu Fini is actually going to be able to survive. So, maybe not the most offensive Kartana. Maybe I'm just a really bulky Tapu Fini compared to other ones. I don't know, but Tapu Fini is going to be able to take that, and they just Moonblast off of the Urshifu here. And having Tapu Fini on the field is absolutely phenomenal. However, I believe because I Muddied Watered, I don't pick up a knockout on either. Yeah, I missed the Primarina with the Muddy Water, so as you can see, Muddy Water is a bad move, don't use it. But, and that's not going to kill Kartana. So, I could have simply Moonblasted the Primarina, but because I was scared of a potential protect, I was not able to go for that. And I don't want to say it was an illegitimate concern, because realistically, right, you pick off the Urshifu, then you don't have to worry about Urshifu attacking through protect because you're killing the Urshifu, right? So I think protect was a legitimate concern that I should have had, but like, I think I was expecting Kartana to go after Urshifu rather than go after Fini there, but that's fine. As you see, now we have an interesting endgame, right? Because, like, now I still have to call whether or not this Primarina protects. And I'm sitting here continuously concerned, is this Primarina going to protect? And I decided to say, you know what, he's not going to protect the Primarina because he knows I'm scared of Kartana. So I decided to kill the Primarina here with a Thunderbolt. Or go after it, I should say, because the big thing is Kartana didn't get the Beast Boost. Kartana not getting the Beast Boost from the earlier Leaf Blade into Fini. If he would have had Fini dead, I would have probably lost this game because he would have been at +1, right? And Rotom wouldn't have been able to 1v2 everything. So Fini surviving that was absolutely massive. So at this point, we're going to get the Moonblast off with Fini. I don't remember if this kills or not. It does actually kill. So I was going to say, I don't remember if it kills or not. But regardless of that, we are going to get that knockout there. And that game was over at that point, because the next turn I would just Thunderbolt Moonblast. You can't kill both with Kartana. So that game's going to be over, guys. We are going to be at 2-0 now, moving into winners round 3. And we've got some momentum flowing now, right? And this is exactly what I wanted to see. I'm just going to put the image up once again to show the teams here before the video starts re-looping and plays the same thing again, which is not really what you want to see. But basically, I think if he would have brought Kartana into game 1, because as you can tell, him having Kartana was a lot for me to deal with, right? I did definitely max early in that game too. But regardless of that, I don't want to analyze incredibly too much, right? Because I did win the game and I did make some of the right plays. Of course, protecting that one turn I protected Fini in game 2 there definitely gave him a chance, let him get some pieces back on the field that he needed. It let him keep 4 pieces, right? There was no need for me to protect there. It was a very passive play. And then also, the mind games with Protect, I think he definitely won it. He won those mind games for sure. The Muddy Water miss, I mean, I could have just Moonblasted. I definitely could have just Moonblasted there, so I'm not going to complain about the miss. I won anyways. But with that, guys, I will be back with Winners Round 3 probably tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching this one. And Winners Round 3, it was a doozy. It was actually a long one. So I'm going to probably get some water and then go record that one. But regardless of that, we're 2-0 in Players Cup 2 right now, with a double elimination. So we just need to win 5 games, but I'm going to go before I continue rambling. So thank you guys for watching this one. I'll be back with Winners Round 3 shortly.